Hello everybody, this is Mike Rogers here. We're going to be watching Steptoe and Son Ride again. This is one of those great old movies from the 70s that have sort of been forgotten. This is an audio commentary, so you can play this along with the film if you want to listen to me warble on over it. I'll have the sound on a bit low in the background on my TV because I don't think this has got subtitles on it, this DVD, which is really good. Of course not. Well, it's only a cheap DVD from ages ago. So if you want to watch along with me, I'll upload this to YouTube so we can talk about the movie, or I can, and you can listen. But this is one of my favourite films from my childhood, and two of my favourite actresses. So when I say go, we will play the movie. I'm on the play movie section of the DVD. So when I push play movie, here we go. Ready, steady, go. We are playing the movie. I've got the Emmy thingy up. It tells you what it is. EMI. And this was the second movie they made from the very famous series Steptoe and Son in the UK. It was I think this was one of the most massive comedy programmes of all time in its day, and still today. I think they had 20 million viewers. I think they didn't Harold Wilson, the Labour leader, say don't put Steptoe on election night, we'll lose half our voters, they'll all be in watching the TV. Oh, here goes Wilfrid Bramble. Colourful history on this guy, obviously. Classic moment. And there he is, Harry H, having a lay down. And he shot through the door. I love that bit. It was brilliant. What a good start. So they'd made a film before, just Steptoe and Son. It was nowhere near as good. Where Harold married a woman, a stripper called Zita, and it was a bit depressing, that one. I didn't like that one as much. This is much more return to form and a bit more closely in line with what the TV series. Oh, look at this grossness. He's making the sandwich for Harold. The fag ash going in. He's a dirty old man. I thought I could do that quite well, you know. The cheese ain't put it through the cloves press. I love this, or whatever that bloody thing is, that ancient artifact. Probably worth a fortune now, that thing. And there's the famous theme tune to Steptoe going on the background there, done by Roy Grainer, who did the Doctor Who theme as well, and loads of famous music he did. So many I can't remember any of them now, but I shall look up some Google information on it for you, just so I can keep the commentary not so boring. Steptoe and Son ride again. And here's Harold getting rid of the horse ready for work. Wonder they got no subtitles on this. It was a cheap old DVD they put out. Here he goes. And these two apparently really didn't like each other. There was a programme on years ago called How Steptoe Meant Son or something, and they really didn't seem, although that's been refuted in later years, apparently they did get on a bit better, but thank you very much. Hey, I try and sync with me. He's eating the bloody horse food. So yeah, it was made in 1973, and it was a sequel to the 72 movie. And there's Harry H, who I thought was a really great actor. It's always a shame he got typecast into this. Really, I think Bramble was a good actor as well. He's a damn shame they both really got typecast. Although I think Bramble did sort of jump over it. He got into other roles. I mean, so did Harry H, but he was always a bit sort of stuck. I mean, imagine now if he was still alive, he could have ended up in EastEnders or something. I want to see every little thoughtful. Brilliant stuff. God knows where this was filmed, actually. Obviously London somewhere, but oh, the state-owned Pickford's Removals. I didn't know that. Obviously, Wilfrid Bramble was a closet homosexual, I think, at the time. Because, I mean, even though it was legal by 70, 73. It only just been legal. About 67, I think they repeached the homosexual laws. And there goes Harold, directed by Peter Sykes. Now see, I've never heard of this director. I'm sure he directed millions of films and everything, but what was he good for? To the Devil a Daughter was an Australian director. Worked primarily, obviously, in Britain. Oh, he did Jesus. Kept on working up till 84. Didn't do many. He did a couple of Avengers episodes. Not a great deal, to be honest. So, interesting choice for this kind of movie. What does the IMDb page say about it? Any ideas? Well, they give it a 6.8 out of 10 rating, which I think is fair enough. Oh, here we go. Oh, he's going to see an old deer now. Get the carrot for the horse. Hercules the First. Now, she was in a Carry On film as well. I remember her being in a Carry On film. I think it was Carry On Loving, which is around the same time. Would you mind posting these letters for me? Poor old Harold, he's always the downtrodden rag and bone man. Always. But Harry H. Corby apparently was going to be like the next Marlon Brando. They said he was like the top. All the actors would stop and watch him do his bit. Here's me carrot, Harold. Lovely 70s sideburns there. And Hercules, they changed the horse in the TV programme. I think Hercules died in the street and got replaced by Delilah, a female horse, because Harold bought a female pregnant horse, which was his mistake, and that got old Albert back to life, and who helped him get the horse back, gave birth to the horse. Here we go, and we're about to see a very famous actress from England, Miss Diana Dawes, who was a bit of a sex pot of the, I suppose you would say, the 50s and the 60s maybe. A bit past her prime here, looked very well in the 50s and 60s, very nice. Bit of a Londoner. Yes, I mean, she looks alright. I mean, she must be, she was born in 31, so at this point she's 42 or 3. And yeah, not too bad for an old dear, but doesn't really do anything for me. Never really did, to be honest, even in her youth. She looked okay, but she never really did it for me. And she was in loads of stuff. I think she was in the Two Ronnies, Shoestring, The Plank, Just William, All Our Sad Days. She goes all the way back. Children, a bit of a try. Armchair Theatre, Alfred Hitchcock Hour. See, I don't know why she was in the Phil Silvers show. I'd like to have seen that episode. Then I don't really like Phil Silvers. I never found him particularly funny. Bilko, load of old rubbish. Doctor at Sea, The Weak and the Wicked. Worm's Eye View. I mean, some of these films I've never heard of, but I'm sure she was very good in all of them. She was married to Alan Lake, a famous alcoholic. I think he killed himself. She died of ovarian cancer in 1984. Bit of a shame there. Yeah, Alan Lake, there you go. I mean, he was married to her till her death, so he was married to her for nearly 16 years. So, and Alan Lake was her husband. He was a famous actor in a load of old crap as well. Didn't really do a lot. I think he was in an episode of Doctor Who, one of the worst episodes of all the Fourth Doctor's years. He was in Underworld, which if you ever see it, you'll die of boredom because it's totally crap. Anyway, she's getting along here with Harold. And I remember in one of the episodes, Men of Letters, they talk about this moment as one of the things that Albert had done. He'd went to get some clothes and the bloke was dead under the bed. I'm sure he mentions this in the episode Men of Letters, when he's recording him for his interview for the Parish magazine, which never gets published for obscene reasons. And of course, this is it actually being realised. So Gordon Simpson, who wrote this, obviously didn't want to lose a good idea and decided to use it and realise it in real life. And Billy Nicker play there. Bit of titillation for the early 70s. It's all about that sort of thing in the 70s, isn't it? Postcard sort of risque sort of thing. I mean, yeah. Oh, he's going to put it up because he's such a nice guy, Harold. He always does his best, and she obviously wants to get jiggy with Mr. Harold. It looks like he's got a love bar on his neck already, to be honest. I can just see it there. It's only just lunchtime. Apparently he was a bit of a ladies' man in real life, and used to have the ladies go. He was a bit of a wine freak and stuff, a connoisseur, liked all that sort of thing. Very nice. And there we go, my husband's dead and there he is. Can you imagine being in bed with a bird and seeing that? How attractive that would be. Not this morning, no, yesterday. See, I don't know if this is actually Harry H. Corbett's real voice or he's putting on the common, because I know he used to put on the posh, but that never sounded too convincing to me. This sounds much more convincing, much more like his real voice. Obviously, there we go. I love a bit of this. Oh. That's a brilliant moment. Grave robber. See, when I was a kid, I don't know, I just really linked to this, and I like these better than the TV series at the time, because they've got better production value on film and everything, looks so much better. And here's Albert being a dirty old man with his grotty bit of, looks like cheese, I can't tell, but and he's going to go over the neighbour's farmer's gears and he's going to nick the blooming chicken. He likes a chicken. So it was released in 1973, July, and obviously Galton and Simpson did this, and it's a classic, isn't it? I don't know what box office it did, it doesn't really say, but it is a bit of a good one though, isn't it? We like it. I mean, I think Galton and Simpson are also famous for... There goes Harold, he's fallen asleep on the round again. He's going up for the state-owned Pickford's Travel, apparently. I didn't know it was state-owned, but there you go. But it says on the thing. And of course you wouldn't look in the back to see if there was anything in there, would you? There we go, he's got his bit of food. He's nicked the chair. There goes the old thing up. God knows where that was. Looks like the A1, is it? Or the A... To the north, or is the A... Or was the AA? And here he comes back. Probably filmed both those bits the same day, a bit later on. I wonder if that's actually Harry H. on there. He's covering his head. Here we go, bedpans. Hot kettle. Why is his face all black though? That's what I don't get. I suppose that's to make like he's sleeping in fields and he's covered in grease and stuff, isn't he? He was pulling. Yeah. Now this is a racist remark apparently. I always thought a Bombay Shitehawk was some kind of bird, like a sort of vulture or something, but apparently not. So there we are. Well, these are the 70s, I'm afraid, so you've got to expect a bit of sort of casual racism, however unacceptable that might be nowadays. Apparently then it didn't bother anyone. Different days, I mean, it seems light years away, some of the stuff really, doesn't it? But that's the way it goes. And I think Willie Bramble's wearing, because apparently he was a very dapper guy in real life. He used to dress up and dress like a dandy, and he's obviously got some false teeth there. We love old Will. Although I think he got caught in the toilets. He did a George Michael. I think he got caught in the toilets on Hempstead Heath or something like that. Here comes the vet, and this is, I think this guy is Stuart Bevan, I think, and he was in famous Doctor Who story called The Green Death, where he married the third Doctor's assistant, Jo Grant, and took her away from him. Bastard, eh? How dare he? He was playing a Welshman in that, but here he's doing the English thing. I think I see him in this and that, and that's about it, being a Doctor Who fan, of course. Although I can't see his credit. Oh, there he is, Stuart Bevan, that's the one. Yes, it was he. And of course, yes, he played Professor Jones in The Green Death, which is the third Doctor's story, last story of his fourth season, I think. But you'll know how much of a Doctor Who fan I am when we get to those commentaries in the future. Oh, we're going to kill the horse, he's got to get put down. Look at old Willie, he's so upset. He liked the horses, obviously. So I think that Harry H in the later Steptoe episodes took to wearing a hairpiece because he looks quite thin on the top here. So I'm assuming that this was filmed between season or series 7 and 8 of the Steptoe series, because series 8 was when Steptoe ended. They had a sort of massive success in the early 60s. It sort of ended in about 68 or 66. They brought it back in 70. Because I think the two actors wanted the money, and of course the money was big. Well, as far as the BBC goes, I don't know how much they got paid, probably peanuts. But the money was easy, and of course typecasting ruined it for Harry H, and he had to keep coming back to a role I'm not sure he had liked. In the end, it became his nemesis, I think. There was Albatross. I think the old cars in the background there, I'm sure my dad would know what they are, but I ain't got a clue. But it just goes to show how the old classics are. And bye-bye Hercules, he's being put to pasture. Is that a real coach stop, we ask ourselves? And the bus pulled up perfectly, eh? Excellent. I wish buses did that for me when I stood outside. He'll be dead in a week. Oh yeah, I think he's going to be very happy. I think he will be. Looks like a nice sanctuary for the old notes, look, the old £1. And the old man with his dirty, disgusting habits. And Harold wearing a beautiful kipper tie and a lovely shirt there with a massive collar on it. I don't know, he looks like that looks like one of the gangster suits he wore in Back in Fashion, an episode of the series. The last series, where Harry H pretends to be blind, or not to pretend, they take him for blind. There's a load of models walking about. Madeline Smith, Vampire Lovers, check her out in that topless, very nice indeed in her day. And this is the money they're going to try and sort out for a horse. And where the hell did it receive saved all the money hiding it from Harold? The set on the TV programme was a bit more complete. I wonder if this was a real horse market they went to. I bet it was. I mean, they're hardly going to set this up, not on BBC sort of budgets and film budgets out of the day. I wonder if this was a rank. Oh, it wasn't a rank, it was an EMI, wasn't it? But of course, Gorton and Simpson, the writers, famous for doing Hancock. I think they did Hancock's Half Hour as well, with the eccentric Hancock, who seems to have been a bit. I never really found him funny, to be honest. Who had the greatest carry-on team around him ever. Amazing, he never went into carry-on. I suppose Sid James and Kenneth Williams didn't want anything to do with him after they got him chucked off the series and ended the series himself. Of course, Hancock committed suicide in about 67 because he was just a complete loony, depressive, I think. And I think the old horse is chewing on Harold's coat here. He's got to clap his hands to get it off. There it goes. Nice little leather hat he's wearing there, old Harold. A bit of bondage gear, is it? And I think, where's that? Old Wilfred's wearing Albert. He's got to sort of... Look at that bloke who just went past then. They all look like a load of gypsy types, don't they? All wearing the neckerchiefs, very nice. But I always enjoyed this programme. It was, I saw the movie this movie first. I think it was on BBC Two when I was about 7, so it was about 81, 82. Saw the series, didn't really like the production value on the series because it's BBC videotape, always looks crap. And they really should grade it to look more like film because it'd look a lot better, I'm sure, and sell a lot better. But because this looks so nice, film always looks good in the old 24, whatever it is, frames per second. And Frankie Barrow makes his entrance, or he's just about to come in. Here he is, played by, oh dear, what was this guy's name? Henry Wolfe, there he is. Also turning up in a Fourth Doctor story called The Sunmakers, another pretty crap story about income tax evasion, I think. Oh, here we are, look. It was when the telly used to go off at midnight or at the end of its service on the BBC. There's Albert doing the old salute to the Queen. Of Queen's looking young there, and they go beep. I vaguely remember this used to happen, and then in the mid-80s, it no longer happened, and the telly used to go well like it is now, 24/7. But I think in about 72 you'd have had BBC 2, BBC 1, and ITV. You'd have had 3 channels in 1972. And that would have been about it, so no wonder the viewing figures would have been high on Steptoe. But Gordon and Simpson were brilliant at doing the tragi-comedy. I suppose they're the first people to do tragi-comedy, really. Because you always felt so sorry for Harold that he was caught in this terrible life with this old man that wouldn't let him move on or live with a woman and repressed him throughout his whole life. But Harold was such a good person. He would never leave his old man alone, which is basically the premise of the first movie. And here we have the reveal of Hercules II. The greyhound races. I think this script is great. It's probably like a strung together a few sort of vignettes, like little sets. And there's Harold again, and there's the dirty habit of squeezing the old tea bags out. Dirty git. Oh. It was all that bloody hat though, and he must be a character thing, do you think? Because even though I think Harold or Harry Corbett was supposed to be a method man, Wilfrid wasn't. I think he didn't like his style, as he thought he couldn't act his way out of a wet paper bag. Bramble said, I think. And Bramble used to get pissed on set, drink a lot on set, and forget his lines by the afternoon. I think he used to drive Harry mental. And he looks like a lush, to be honest, doesn't he, old Wilfrid? Although Wilfrid outlived Harry H. Corbett. Harry H. Corbett died in about 1980, I think, of a heart attack. He had a few heart attacks. And left a daughter behind that looks pretty much like... 82 he died. And a heart attack. He was only 57. God. And of course he did a great turn in Carry On Screaming, when I think Sid James had a heart attack and couldn't be in it, and Harry H. Corbett took the role, but I think he took himself a bit seriously always as an actor, so I think he probably rubbed everyone else up on the Carry On teams up the wrong way, and they never used him again in Carry Ons. But I thought he was brilliant in Carry On Screaming. A lovely chemistry with who was that? Fenella Feldon, who played the sexy vampire lady. Very nice indeed. She also did the voice on the Prisoner TV series. The radio voice that talks, and that horribly annoying. But Patrick McGoohan 67, not the crappy remake that was in the noughties, that was a load of rubbish. I'll do some on the original Prisoner actually, because that was a brilliant series. Patrick McGoohan, the eccentric genius who created that. And there's a pound of steak for Hercules, and of course Albert wants a bit of this, but he's not going to get none, is he? He's not allowed. It's all going to the dog. If he leaves any, you can have a bit. Oh God. And the dog's blind, but he found that bit of steak really quick, didn't he? He's on it. Paraffin. Can you run a Rolls Royce on paraffin? Another question for me, Dad. He didn't know about cars of the past and what you could do with them. We can't afford not to, Dad. See, he's been sold it by Frankie Barrow, who's sort of like the godfather of Shepherd's Bush. And he's obviously sent him a bent dog, a dog that can't run. And he's going to find that out pretty soon. Nothing wrong with his appetite. Poor old Harold, he's always dropping himself in the rubbish. He's got high aspirations. And here he goes, weeing up old Elby's leg. Look, here we go. He done it on my leg. Friendly gesture, yeah, God. Oh, here we go. This is the first dog. I wonder what they used here for the dog race. We'll have a look, see if we can find any information on him. Locations, there is a location. It's genetics. And of course Albert likes these fags that the dog also tends to take a liking to, as we'll find out eventually. and dog racing, they get the old plastic rabbit going round and round and round, and off we go. Harold got his stopwatch out, so he likes to take on the role of whatever he's into. In the series he was the same. He used to, when he was writing his piece for the parish magazine, he got all the outfit out, and this could be the start of a new career. He'd always take on the mannerisms of whatever it was he was trying to be, like a badminton player or a tennis player. He'd buy all the gear and the skiing and all that, and he'd have these there's Frankie Barra. Yeah, he was in the Sunmakers Doctor Who episode. Like I said, I'm a big Doctor Who fan. Tom Baker. Yeah, look, is that the first ever recorded wanker on film? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, I bet they've never ever said wanker on film before this film. You can correct me if you like out there, viewers or listeners, but I reckon that's about it. 1972, got to be, hasn't it, really? Or 3, it's got to be the first year. And the other dog likes a cigarette. Remember that bit of foreshadowing there for you. He's not a very big man, is he, Mr. Wolf? I suppose that's the irony, is it? He's a big gangster, but a little man. Don't recognise the two heavies in the background, but I'm sure they're just, even though he's got lines, one of them there. He's wearing Del Boy's coat, I think. Only Fools and Horses. He's got a camel hair coat on, the bloke behind. I think Del Boy took it. I think he's actually wearing Del Boy's clothes, actually, from an early 80s episode of Only Fools and Horses. If you're English, you'll know what I mean. If you're Americans, you won't have a clue, so never mind. But if you're Americans, you probably wouldn't watch this anyway, so don't worry. Look at these lovely 70s, and now there's the threat. If he doesn't get what he wants, the money, the rest of the money for the dog, he's going to cut him. Like gangsters often did in this. Well, I suppose they still do, I don't know. But hopefully we don't have to get near any of those. He's got, I think Henry Wolff became an acting teacher at some point. But he didn't really have many screen credits, I don't think. Let's have a look on the film locations, where all the locations are for Steptoe and Sons. Unconfirmed, Adele Street, Kensington, Greater London. Means nothing to me. No one's gonna slice you up. Sounds so strange. I wonder if they did a lot of makeup back then, because it looks minimal to me. And it looks like Harold's wearing one of Del Boy's sort of sheepskin. Oh, here we go. Training the dog time. I wonder if they used this junkyard location both times for Steptoe. No tellings, but here he goes. He's off. I like the soundtrack as well. The sort of incidental music is quite good, isn't it? Oh, and he's catching lunch. Here goes Wilfred Albert Steptoe. He's going to get some din-din. Oh yeah, I wonder who this guy was. I always thought this farmer was an actor called Darren Nesbitt, because I thought he looked a bit like him. He was a number 2 in The Prisoner. He had sort of bleached hair in that. A really famous actor you've seen in million English. He was the lead in the first series of Special Branch, first couple of series of the English program. And here we are. This is going off on a tangent. This is a man famous for Please Sir. He played a teacher in Please Sir, the Welsh teacher, who was forever trying to get away from the students and was always getting John Alderton to try and slack off, but he never did, because John Alderton was always a very nice chap in Please Sir. There you go, nice little ploy here from Albert. It's going to get some cheap steak. And they're using the half pennies, as you'll soon hear in a sec. Can't afford it. Here we go. Go in front of the old biddies. Clever little schemer, isn't he? Albert there, he's very good. 35p. And he's got it. Oh, he's wrapping up the meat. He's got the money. He's got the meat for the dog. Look at that old-fashioned till and this old-fashioned... The butcher's looks dirty, doesn't it? I mean, now it'd be all spick and span, wouldn't it? I bet they used the location for, a day's filming. What's that there, a fox? Looks like a fox behind him. Gross. Cortina, I think that was, where Harold's running. I wonder which park this is. The Worshipful Company, something behind him. Looks like a Masonic hall. My dad would know. I'd have to say... No idea where this is though, to be honest. Oh, and the dog has gone runabout because he didn't even think, Harold, that the dog might not heal and come home. And he's right, that must be some kind of London park. Oh, look at all these classic motors. Some of these will be worth a fortune now, I'm sure. I suppose I could rank this movie along with like The Italian Job, the carry-on films of the 70s, Get Carter, you know, those sort of on the buses movies, which I'll probably do commentaries for, because I love the on the buses movies as well. So the farmer's also got pigeons. That could be good, couldn't it? And Albert's having another naughty idea, isn't he? Gonna get some dinner for Harold and himself. And there you are, Harold's now adopted the persona of a... He's a very au fait looking chap, isn't he? That man who Harold just talked to. Pardon me. And the farmer, he's in a bad way still. And there's no pigeons. They've all... Oh, where's me pigeons? I don't think the farmer guy here has been credited. But you see Harold, he's all dressed up as a dog trainer now. So he always adopts the persona of what he's doing. Well, that's one of Harold's little quirks. He ran through the series as well. Nice hat he's got there as well. Sex symbol of the 70s and 60s, Harry H. Corbett. The H didn't stand for anything, but he had to call himself Harry H. Corbett because there was a puppet show called The Sooty Show, and the puppeteer was Harry Corbett. So they had the same name, so Harry had to change his, give himself an initial that meant nothing.
What's the matter with you?
It's dinner time for Harold. And now he's distraught because the dog's gone and lost any chance of getting any money.
I'm sorry, Dan. It's all over. He's not gone.
It's all over.
Oh, I'm
Blue arse fly. I use that now myself. That's where I picked that terminology up from. Got some blue eyes, hasn't he, Mr. Corbett there? And of course, if you see his daughter, Susanna Corbett, who's in this crappy police series for years, Dazzle Pascal or something, she's got the same sort of eyes and sort of nose, really. She's sort of, I mean, she's obviously a lot prettier than him, but that's me being a heterosexual man admiring a woman, but she's got the same piercing blue eyes. Because I think Harry would have been good as a psychopath. I think he did play a psycho in one of his early films, and he was good at that. He's got the sort of mad... I think he could go for a psycho. He could look like one. Old Harry H. But like I say, he tried to play roles differently, but was always asked to play it similarly to Harold, so he was definitely typed in the one part, which is a shame. Because I suppose if he'd have lived longer, he'd probably have ended up in, like I said, EastEnders or something. Can you imagine him as an old member of the family? I don't think that Wilfred's driving that bike somehow, do you? Or riding that bike? I wonder if it's the same bike we were in before. He's good with his hands though, Harold. He's made this thing for the dog. So that's quite good, isn't it? Yeah, that's definitely not Wilfred Bramble, is it? Stunt double. Too slow jumping on his hat. Yeah, I can even see that wasn't... What is he doing? He's got a camera underneath him there when they do the shot for the personal picture of Wilfred. Because I don't think Wilfred was capable of riding a bike like that. Although he did like to spend his time on commons like this, I think. Going in the bog and seeing young men and stuff. Because he was done for soliciting, or whatever they call it back then, looking for blood. What's he eating there? Looks like either a strawberry or a pickle or a chilli or something. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I think Harold, I'm not being unfair, he did sort of carry on. He did other stuff. Oh, they're trying to put some glasses on the dog now. Now, whether this would work or not in real life, see that old telly in the background? It's quite a good set design here. I quite like it. I mean, they picked some dodgy old house somewhere and done it all on location. Doesn't look like a set to me. It's got to be a live location. These are gold. These are a lovely frame. Now you can see, there he is there. They've got a fortune coming their way now, eh? Now they can see. That's brilliant, eh? God almighty. Contact lenses. Looked a bit like him, that lion's head, actually. Here we go, and there's the close-up of, and there's the stunt double. And the dogs, and there we go. It's quite well done, though. It's cut together nice. If you didn't know the sort of way they cut things together, you'd think it was him doing the bite. Oh, and the stock smashing. Would a wheel really buckle like that, a tyre? If you bashed into a tree? Oh, and they're selling everything. They're selling the lot. Must go. It's all going, so you can bet it all on the horse. Why are they dancing, those ladies there? That's weird, isn't it? Having a nice yard sale. That's a lovely jacket. Look at all these scruffy gits. God dear. London of the early 70s. Very nice. All these extras ain't got a clue what they're doing, are they really? They're wandering in and out. Ryan's daughter, John Mills. Another good actor, I suppose. Just nodding her head and, oh hello. Bit of a dolly bird here to play with. She looks fine. Very nice. Bit buxom. I wouldn't say no. She's probably someone's old granny now, but oh look at her, she's nearly popping out of her top there. Very nice. No, Harry H did a lot of armchair theatre. Mr. H. Carry On Screaming, like I said. Ken Dodd Show. The Bargee. Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. I haven't really seen a lot of his stuff. I should watch a bit more. He was in an episode of Tales of the Unexpected. He was good in that. It was called The Moles, and he played a bit more posh, but still the undertone of the common. Because I suppose this is the days of RP, received pronunciation, which finally has gone by the way. Thank God, because no one speaks like a posh English chap anymore. You know, the chubbly warmer type thing. Harry Enfield used to do. That weird posh English chap, you know, from the 40s. See the old cat, stunt double time again. Here we go. Yeah. And the little roll out for Albert there, Wilfred. And we're at the dog track at night now, looking very nice indeed. Yeah, he did a lot of stuff, Harry H. He was in, we did a Jack and Ori. Probably wrote one for his daughter, but career stretching a long way back. I think a good actor, an underrated actor. The other way they're betting on, I suppose it's still the same now really, but yeah, pay the debt off Harold. Do be intelligent, but no, he's not going to be intelligent. He's going to blow it all on the dog, and you'll see why in a moment. My lucky number. Make way for an owner. Here we go, and everyone's loving Albert's cigarettes again. I think it's the same woman again. They get the same woman to put the dog in every time, I think. Wonder if they filmed this all on the same day at all. Is this stock footage of the actual race, we ask ourselves. And there's the weird hair, wherever it is, and a lovely tash from the 70s porn industry. Yeah. In the 70s, why are they all dressed up like sailors, these blokes? What's going on here then? Good, eh? Look at these, the way they dress in the 70s, all bright and beautiful, isn't it? It's not quite as bad as the 80s, I suppose, but it's bad enough. At least they're all turning their heads the right way, the extras there. Normally you'll have them all facing the wrong way. You're not bothered by the fag anymore, is it? He's going to win, or is he not? Oh no, he likes that cigarette, doesn't he? I want that cigarette. And it's all Albert's fault because the dog could smell that fag from 50 miles away. And they're all throwing the blooming things at him. Oh dear. I think he wanted a cigarette. Poor old Harold, another dream gone. He wants to murder it. Oh, and here's Frankie Barrow again. They've blown it. I wonder if all this was filmed in one day. I bet it wasn't far away. Poor old Harold. And now he's going to get a wonderful idea. I love this bit. This is one of my favourite sections, this. And I don't think that you're not going to, if you haven't seen it already, then there's a problem, because it's spoilers. He's going to now get the old man to be dead, isn't he? Which is going to be a lovely jubbly. Hard work, that's the only way you make money. He's not prepared to do the work my knackers off. Poor old 52 weeks of the year for minus.
243 quid a minus.
And the old stack of bills all paperless now, of course.
36 stitches.
And of course Frankie Barry's going to take his revenge, isn't he?
Hard work, that's the only way to make money. Government. Well, you don't think all the rich velvet up in the city, they don't have millions of hard work there.
He's got no brains, is where Wilfred's going to nearly get strangled and beaten up here by his son again.
I'll use something I've got in a minute. You wouldn't dare.
See, there's that psycho. Like, see, Harry looks like he could really. He does look. He looks like he could whack you one, doesn't he?
That's what the words come to.
He sounds like a West Country farmer all of a sudden, doesn't he, Wilfred?
I'm only glad your mother's not here. I bet you are. You would have got one for her as well.
You'd have got one from her as well. See, why is there a bird? Have they got a bird as well? Or is there something in the cage there, is there? And Charlie, I think Charlie was always the goldfish. Well, he's got two goldfish. I think he always had goldfish in the series as well, to be honest. I was looking for the hidden money. He'd done that joke before, didn't he? He ate the horse food a minute ago. Or at the beginning of the film. Oh, yeah, I'll stick that through your foot, Albert. Now he's trying to find all of Albert's hidden stash of a wedge. And I don't think he's going to be successful in finding any this time. I think the bear was in the series. That was in the background on the set. I think that was there most of the time. All these good hiding places, little things done by the crew. I suppose he turned here and they opened. I bet they didn't really make that. And there's the old cistern. Good episode of On the Buses, the cistern. Again, I wish they could regrade video to make it look more like film, because film. Whatever I put mine, he's such a brilliant reactor, isn't he? Just like Sid James said, he was the greatest feed and reactor. He didn't improvise, but he was great with the timing and stuff. Well, as he put his hand, what is that disgusting looking stuff? Greedy.
Funny, isn't it? After all these years of working, scrimping and scraping, here I am, worth more dead than alive.
Oh, here we are, is the idea. Worth more dead than alive. Yes, you are, aren't you? I like it.
Like that for? Yes, you are, aren't you?
Oh, here we go.
More dead than alive. Now, I never realised. Keep waiting, mate. Harold. Harold. Don't be silly, Harold. Of course. That's the answer.
That's the answer. You've got to die, Dad.
If I'm smoking, it won't cost much. I don't want birdseed. I'll get used to it.
Would he get used to it? Birdseed, I love it.
You're mad. You can't do it.
But there's another one of Harold's mad scheme. You've got to die, Dad. Plus profits. And of course, this is basically a farce, a lot of Whitehall farce, being given a sort of 70s flavour, and I mean Gordon and Simpson, the masters of dialogue, I suppose, and they really were the sort of voice of that time, I suppose. Come round, Dad. You've got to die. I don't mean really die. See, I'm copying the dialogue, but it's so good I can't. So they're going to fake a death, all a highly illegal thing.
And cheating the insurance company, that's even worse. Well, you're not cheating them. little bit earlier. That's all. That's basic. You ain't got long to go.
You ain't got long to go.
It's not got too many to It's no to you, Harold. I'll tell you what then. It's mine. I don't want it now. We will get up to our heroes.
Yeah, Frankie Barrow will be taking his revenge, won't he?
It never works.
Give me one good reason why not.
Well, I can't just disappear and you say I'm dead. They wouldn't stand for that. You've got to have a death certificate. I know. To have a death certificate, you've got to have a body. That's the law. Habeas corpus.
Oh, they found the old plastic mannequin body that they conveniently had in the yard. Which is always useful to have a convenient mannequin body in the yard, isn't it? Oh, it's Bob. Oh, it's the old-fashioned phones that he's putting what in there. Is it with that old penny, is it? I think we're about decimalisation time now, about 71 too in England. So it might be a penny. Don't know that actor playing the barman. But this guy playing the doctor, he definitely went on. I think I saw him in an episode of The Golden Girl. Dr. Popplewell, yeah. He's always falling down.
Exactly. And he's got the worst eyesight I've ever seen. Yeah, that's right. He wears them great big thick
Pebble glasses.
I don't think you can see us both of them. Hello, Dr. Popplewell. He pissed us apart.
This is he pissed us apart.
Doctor, could you call round? It's my father. He's collapsed. I think it's his heart.
Oh, my heart.
His heart.
Oh, God.
Oil drum lane.
He's coming Oil Drum Lane. Now, yeah, this actor who played the doctor, Dr. Popplewell. Not him. Milo O'Shea, obviously an Irishman, I would think.
Thank you, Doctor.
But, God, he lived for a long time. He lived all up to 2013. Yeah, he went to America, yeah, it was right. Was he in Oz, the matchmaker, the butcher boy, Fraser? Let me know, he played a doctor in Fraser, God. Beauty and the Beast, the TV series where Linda Hamilton still looked rather attractive. In the 80s. And the Golden Girls, there he is, the Golden Girls, I knew it. I think he played a naughty boyfriend to one of the old dears. When did he go over, do we think? Got any what's-its? This is very convincing, isn't it? This cadaver thing, this body casting he's got on him here. Oh my God. Oh, he was another doctor in Digby, the biggest dog in the world. I used to love that film. Another Jim Dale movie from the past. Because I love Jim Dale. I think he's one of his good comedy actors. I used to love all the Carry-Ons and Pete's Dragon and all that, and that Spaceman film, that Disney one where the Connecticut Yankee, whatever it's called, you know, in King Arthur's Court. Now, what is this piece of junk car he's putting up in here? My dad would know. I haven't got a clue. Very nice looking motor. Wouldn't pass the MOT, we don't think, eh? Yeah, so he was in there. He was in England up till about 1980, and then I think he must have buggered off to America. Where he obviously carried on his career to great acclaim by the look of it. Nice, but he's a good actor. I enjoy this role. Another man with the same sort of Harry H. sideburns there, wearing the same. I mean, we've got these trilby hats, haven't they? Was this a leftover from the 60s into the 70s or something? All these hats. I wonder what their fees were for this movie. I bet they weren't. Oh, he died from complications of Alzheimer's. Poor bugger. It's a shame, isn't it? Still, I suppose we're all heading that way in the end. There's a large rat. I think he was in Doctor Who as well. In an early Doctor, like either a Troughton or a Hartnell. And I suppose if he was in a Hartnell, he was in big trouble. It's Hartnell, notoriously hard to work with. Was he in a Doctor Who? Let's look down his list of credits.
What's his name? Steptoe. Yeah, that's the one.
Was he Barbarella, was he? Yeah, with the highly sexy Jane Fonda, especially, well, in 1967 or 68, she would have been gorgeous. I liked her in with that film she was in with Robert Redford as well, very sexy, barefoot in the park. Very sexy Jane Fonda in her day. We all have to get older and uglier. Shame that I'm always going to be gorgeous, isn't it? So that's fine. Wasn't in the Doctor Who, but it looks like I was wrong. I made a mistake. I'm never wrong. Oh, my heart! He's got a bit of a mad look in the eyes, hasn't he, Mr. Corbett? But still very good. I think his performance is brilliant as Harold, and so iconic that, of course, he was typed forevermore as Harold Steptoe, which is a shame because he did some good acting performances and other stuff. He's gone. Yeah, his arms fell down. That's brilliant. Open his coat and shirt. Wedge it back up there, Harry. That's it. Don't move. You can still see he's pissed and he's got his pebble glasses, but you can still see that little flicker.
He can't move. He's dead. Well, not necessarily. That's the bed. Not very steady.
It's the bed's not very steady.
He's as stiff as a board. I've never known rigor mortis to set in so quickly. I don't think his ribs will stand up to much more of that. Actually, if this is Gordon's case, I'm afraid you better prepare yourself for a nasty shock. You don't mean? He's dead. No. He must be a brave man who comes to us all.
He comes to us all. We all die in the end. How lovely.
Surely there must be something you can do. I don't think you better not hand.
And he's so relieved that he can't revive the old man. I wonder if Harold wanted this to be true. Because I think he would have released him from the role if either of them would have passed on. But of course, it's such an iconic program, no one wanted it to pass on, everyone wanted it to last forever, didn't they? So.
It was not bad. It was bound to happen sooner or later. There's nothing gone about it. Yeah, I suppose so. I'm surprised he's lasted as long as he has. I suppose I better write out the
birth certificate, death certificate. Why is it always a drunk Irish doctor? That was a bit of a stereotype as well, I suppose, in its day. Lady Smith, Steptoe. They were very good with the names, weren't they? Gordon and Simpson. I mean, they were brilliant. I mean, like I said, they wrote for Hancock. They wrote this. They really were sort of writing geniuses of their time. He's got no hair on his body.
That's very odd. Oh, is he? Down with the wall. Front. It all dropped out when the siren started. Never grew again.
Never grew again. Oh dear.
I wonder if you give permission for a post-mortem.
Now, 7 Days Wonder, is that like a Hare Krishna or something? I've often wondered.
It's against his religion. It was a 7 days wonder.
A 7 Days Wonder, that's it. Don't like to be tampered with. We'd leave him exactly as we found him. Oh, hello, the dog's on him. He's going to pull his arm off. No condolences.
In the pub. Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah, you better help him out. Can't get in the car. Oh dear, poor old Dr. Popple. Well, he's in it. He's been in with the crime. And this is wedge him in. That's it. Go on, Harold. Squidge him in there. Oh, this one it chocks away. Then he run him over. Oh. I don't think that gearbox will take too much of that, really, would it? Here he goes. Old Albert's in a bad way. Harold! Come and undo me. Yeah. He's not letting him out. He doesn't want to let him out. Here we go. I love this. This is a bit sinister. This has given me a bit of a fright when I was a kid. With the old head. Oh, there it is, banging on the... I want my body back. It looks a bit like a sort of younger Harold, Harry H. Corbett. But yes, it's scary. Yeah, look at that, brilliant. Give me my body. Brilliant stuff. I loved all this. And now you're supposed to think he's really dead, and he's gone. Boom. Dead, 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 dead. And then he loses it big time. And there's the coffin in the empty house. He's been laid to rest in his best suit. Not his best suit, eh? And poor old Harold is thinking, is he dead? And of course, he's not dead.
Yeah, not bad. Will be very comfortable. I'll stay there.
Stay in there if you like, brilliant.
Yes, very nice. Been made for me.
It was. Oh, I like it. Bought him a coffin. Such a lovely son, isn't he?
Very nice. What was it for? Me birthday or Christmas? But you don't like it. Meant I can always tell you every time. Well, morbid, aren't you? Other sons by their father's gold watch, cigarette cases. You give me a coffin.
A coffin.
I got you a good one. Look at that. You. Solid teeth, mate. It's a lot. That's not teeth. No. The leaf is not plastic.
Not plastic. The green shield stamps. 1901. Blimey, I wonder if that was Wilfred Bramble's actual date of birth. February the 10th. I wonder if it was. It'd be interesting if they'd have actually used the real birth date. February the 1901. Oh no, he's older. He was younger, so 1912 he was born. On March the 22nd, so they completely made up the date. Sometimes the in-jokes are like that, don't they? The in-jokes, they use the real dates. Oh, hello, pretend to be dead, come on. You're dead, mate, be dead. It's quite a comfy car. Also, they look really comfortable in there, even when he's like been buried alive. It looks really... Would they let you do this now, put an elastic band? And was that Harold? Or was that a swap over? Oh, here we go. It's Mr. Barrow again. He's ready to get him.
Yes, it is most
Clement. Oh dear, I love it.
You know the boys, don't you? Oh, let's see now. Harold Steptoe.
He owes for the dog and he's got to pay.
Yes, but I'm afraid you have called it rather an inopportune time. Oh dear. Don't tell me you haven't got it.
Don't tell me you haven't got it.
Don't lean on me, thank you. I don't scare easy.
I don't scare easy. Not today. Been banging him up and down against. I wonder if he had something under that hat to take the. He plays the pain all right, doesn't he? And is that a set or is that a real outside? Do you think that's like a backdrop? Could be a drape. Most distressing. He plays emotional very well, doesn't he, Mr. Wolf? Frankie Barrow. He can feel no pain in his life. Oh dear. The insurance coughs up.
Yes. Very wise. Under the circumstances, I'm prepared to wait for the money. At 10% interest per day.
10% a day, that's not a bad interest rate, is it? So he's bound to want to pay that back, isn't he? So I don't know who the Evvies are. I'm sure they're famous chaps. I remember Mike Reed was in the first one. He plays like a compare of a rugby club thing. He's going to get implanted. Implanted as soon as possible, mate. Stay in there, yeah, he's going to stay in there. No mourners, sorry mate, no mourners for you. I love the way he says disgusting. Dirty. Dracula's in and out all day long. Oh, that's brilliant. Treasure trove, oh my god. He buried all his treasure. And archaeologists do always mess stuff up, don't they? They dig things up and they think it's something, and it's something completely different. Well, the dogs, did the elastic band come off? Or do you think they took it off? The bad news.
How'd you find out?
Oh, he's a famous actor from the 70s, Neil McCarthy. And of course, the other guy there.
I couldn't believe it when I heard it.
Oh God, what's his name? And he's looking up. He's famous, he's been in loads of stuff, he has. Bill Maynard, that's him, playing George. He's over on the left there with the wreath with the red roses on it. And he will take what you got. They got nothing. Yeah, he was in lots of programmes, in a few carry-on films. A good actor. Also played the same thing, another sort of typecast. He was in a thing called Heartbeat for about 20 blooming years, playing Claude Greengrass. And that was a load of crap that they used to put on Sunday nights. That was really boring. So he got reduced to that, but I suppose it was a good pension for him. And the other guy here next to Harold is called Neil McCarthy, and he could play comedy and straight as well. He was a bad guy in the Doctor Who called The Power of Kroll. He was okay, and he was in a Professionals episode, playing another bad guy. Doesn't look too tough. I suppose he's got that angular face, but he plays a sort of dopey Londoner quite nicely, doesn't he? And I'm assuming that's his proper accent. He poshes it up a bit in Doctor Who, but it's I think that was the role that Philip Maddock was supposed to have, and they flipped the roles for some reason. And he wasn't as good as Philip Maddock. I mean, Philip Maddock's great at playing those sort of guys. Drinking vessels.
Oh yeah, well we understand, don't we?
What's Harold gonna have?
Oh, I expect old Albert's upstairs now then.
Upstairs? Don't get nervous, Harold, don't get nervous.
Upstairs, as opposed to down there. Where old George is going.
George is going.
Yeah.
Hysterical laughter from Harold. Cover it with a bit of pretend sadness.
On behalf of myself, my fellow guests here, I should like to raise my glass and pay a warm tribute to our dear departed friend. Albert Steptoe was not everybody's cup of tea.
But not everybody's cup of tea.
But then we
Could
all
be a pain in the arse.
But he was a good drinker, fair in business, dare I say it, a very good father to you.
A very good father, yeah, I don't know about that.
Now he's shuffled off these mortal coils and gone to join the great rag and bone.
Great rag and bone, man. It's brilliant stuff, isn't it?
I should like
And all they want is a massive booze up, though, apparently. There's an Harold knows this. I think he calls him on it in a minute.
this time you will grieve
They're just going to do this big booze up to finish him off.
in knowing that you will be greatly
But yeah, I think he must have turned up in every sitcom as well. Neil McCarthy there to the left of Harold. And all green grass was something Sproggett, I think, as well. He is Selwyn Sproggett or something. Playing Lenny.
I would like to thank you on behalf of my late father and myself.
My late father and myself.
Harold, hope you don't think we're being morbid, but is there any chance of us having a butcher's headache before he goes?
No, you can't.
Why not? After all, we are his drivers.
No, but he's all screwed up. Anyhow.
He's all screwed up.
He's not a pretty sight.
He never was.
He never was.
After all, it's only had an arm.
Died on the bog, that was the one, wasn't it?
It's what he was doing at the time. Oh, his face. It's all contorted in agony. It's horrible.
Oh, man.
Very delicate.
As he died sitting on the bog, old Albert's going to take umbrage at that in a bit.
He wasn't just sitting there. His poor old face.
Contorted.
You remember him as he was? Well, I'll tell you, if I go the same way, my face will be wreathed in smiles.
Breathed in smiles. Oh, I love it.
Harold, listen. Give a voice. You're just a bit of a chap. You would consider it a great honour giving our
See all those little enclaves and enclaves and what have you in this house. It's quite nice, isn't it? It's a nice set. I think they did if it is a set, it could be the actual place. It might be the actual house. I'm not sure. There's not a lot of background information on this film, really. I don't know where it was sort of filmed and that, which studios. It might have been Pinewood, like all the carry-ons and. And yeah, well, I think Rag and Boning's coming back in a big way, really, because they're sort of doing it a lot now. I know. I think that's the way it's going. You got to try and make money out of nothing, really, ain't you? Anyway, I think we're getting towards the conclusion here. They're all getting ready for their big do, and there's a brilliant finale in the graveyard and everything. We love this moment.
Real traditional topless funeral.
A Totter's funeral. I mean, Neil McCarthy, what else has he done? He died in 85. He's in Zulu, was he? God, Zulu, Where Eagles Dare, Time Bandits, blimey, I didn't know he'd done so much. He played a lot of bit parts in everything, yeah. Oh yeah, it's only a beautiful picture. He had the evil dog that nearly bit Bodie, and Bodie stuffed the fire in its face. Shogun, blimey, I didn't know he was in that. Emmerdale, dear. And he suffered the soaps for a bit then, did he? Oh, of course he was in The Mind of Evil as well. He was in a Pertwee episode of Doctor Who, where he played the crazy Crim who was converted by the weird machine. The Keller machine, whatever it was called. Any excuse for a booze up? Oh, there, don't get changed in front of him, Harold, careful. He hasn't combed his hair though, has he, of course? He bunged his suit on. And another thing.
Which have to go and tell them I died sitting on the box.
Sitting on the bog. See, every English person calls them a bog. It's a and another thing. I'm angry.
Oh, God.
Stay here, don't come out, you git. Know where they all come? Yeah, they've got it all now. It's up a massive do for everyone. He can't help but feel that they're doing something nice for the old man. It's a sentimental moment, of course. Whether it's like these, oh, here's all some famous, oh dear, oh my god, some weird looking women coming in here. Yeah, strange. Sandwiches. Bow tie, very nice. I'm sure this woman was in half a sixpence. Might be married to Patrick Stewart, that ginger lady that just walked through. Could be wrong. There's you for Joyce, very famous. George and Mildred, obviously playing George, no Mildred. And of course, I think she was the half a sixpence woman. I might be wrong. I'm sure she was with Tommy Steele, who little white ball and all that lark. So a bit of a hiccup there. It's okay, we've joined the action again where we left it. Yeah, swarming with them down there. I ain't stopping down there for the rest of my life. They want the insurance money. He's going to change his name to Harry Faversham. Oh dear.
Actually, I wish it was alive, I'd scoff the
Oh dear.
Harry.
Yes, that's a lovely name, Harold. Change your name to Faversham, isn't it? And here comes Captain Peacock from Are You Being Served, a long-running sitcom in England from about 74 to 85. Always playing these prim and proper. I think he turned up in an episode of Steptoe as well. Playing a travel agent, I think, when Harold wanted to go on his holidays for Christmas.
My name is Russell.
Yes, a good actor, always playing these stiff shirts. Always looks like he's got bad smell under his nose or something. It's like a big orgy. It's not a funeral, is it? It's a massive sort of party. It was a great shock to us all. Yeah, see, I think he did was the Last of the Summer Wine. He was in that for years. But of course, I never liked Last of the Summer. I found it really dull, that programme, to be honest. Never really flicked my switch at all. Frank Thornton, yeah, I think he's not long past. I think it wasn't that long ago when he died. Yeah, 2013, so he had 92, so he had an excellent run. Yeah, Last of the Summer Wine. He was in that for 13 years. God, Holby C popped up in that. God, Gosford Park. Didn't realise he'd been in that. The Upper Hand, Grace and Favour, which was the spin-off to Are You Being Served? I think they called Are You Being Served again in America, I think. Because obviously they think the Americans are too thick to understand it's a spin-off. Kenny Everett, and I don't think they are by the by, I think everyone would know. Yes, he did everything Dick Emery. Oh God, Dick Emery, good old Dick. Who Done It? I was in that with Mr. John Pertwee, the Third Doctor, as I've said. Oh, he popped up in loads of episodes of Steptoe. He's in The Party as the travel agent guy. Pilgrim's Progress is where Albert, he was in the earlier ones. Yeah, I don't find the early ones as funny, but I suppose that was a bit dry. Two guys in the toilet. There's a little bit of a homosexual reference here. Maybe this is having a go at Albert. Here's old Euther. You sure it's legal? Find yourself a nice girl. Slightly homophobic remark from 73, but that was the 70s, I'm afraid. Still hadn't been long out of where's your proper collar? Everyone's drunk now. We still hadn't been liberal enough by then. I think homosexuality had been legalised in about 67. Mrs. Eileen Pycroft. Oh dear, there's Neil McCarthy. Oh, here she goes. You heard. Yeah. He's forgotten about his good lady that he almost went with in the war. Joined the war, as Uncle Albert used to say. And if you listen to my Only Fools and Horses commentary, you'll hear me talk about them, but of course Uncle Albert wasn't in that episode, so that was a terrifyingly horrible link, wasn't it? But never mind. How old was she? Here we go. You dirty old man. Oh, he's brilliant at that.
Not much chance of her being dead then, is there?
No, she was a very healthy girl.
Well, she's going to get an unhealthy for
Oh, Frank Thornton was in Love Thy Neighbour as well, and Bless This House, so he's in all the racist. I mean, Love Thy Neighbour was I thought it was alright. I didn't really find that funny, to be honest. Bless This House was alright. Sid James, that was slightly more genteel comedy. From the 70s, Sid James' last work, I think, before he dropped dead on the stage. I'm entitled to be upset. Oh God, swindling here. This is why it's never a good idea to swindle unless you're a very intelligent person and can get away with such things. I forgot. Oh, he's going to have that miraculous power, isn't he, old Harold? He's going to bring him back to life.
What did you say? I said you can't bring me back to life, can you? Oh, yes, I can.
See, Wilfred Bramble was an pouring the beer all over. I think this is like, this could all be like symbolic of the fact that Wilfred Bramble was a bit of a lush as well, so that they're pouring it all over his coffin there. I think Galton and Simpson had had enough of him as well at the time. And I think he was pissed up half the time, and a brand new coffin. Would you excuse me? Using it as a ruddy bar. It is a classic though, isn't it, really? See, I wonder if she was in see, I don't know what character she's playing here, so I can't They're also upset at the passing of young... oh, here we go, he's going to stick it in the awning so he can put... Bloody hell, I wonder if that was improvised on the set. It's got to have been in it, really. Oh, he's back in his gangster suit. He wore him back in fashion, which I think was the first episode of season 8, series 8, the final series, when everyone had finally had enough. Apparently they did an Aussie tour and really got on each other's nerves a great deal, and that was really the end of their relationship, I think. They're all having a good old sing song there. He was a good father when no one's looking. He looks like he's got lipstick on, Harold, here, doesn't he, really? It looks like he's wearing bloody... Brilliant line, I'll be the first. Oh, I love it. Barrow's crony. Oh, they're the cronies, don't know who they are then. Richard Davies, oh, he was the butcher, and apparently he was married to... was he married to Diana Dawes? Did I see that when I was looking through the details? I could be totally wrong, probably am. I normally make this up. I think he turned up in... No, he wasn't, I was wrong. Yeah. I was trying to wake him up now. Why would he fall asleep though? This is what I know it's part of the fun, but I don't know why he zonked out completely in the coffin. Didn't take him long to fall asleep, did it? And this old youth there as they're playing the comedy. Yeah. The Gorgon. Oh my God. Claude's wife also, she was in a lot of horror films. I think that's the dark-haired lady.
Come on, you lot. It's 2
And they got to get to the thing, to the funeral. This is brilliant. To the graveyard, where we'll be seeing a classic of Doctor Who, Wurzel Gummidge, Mr. Geoffrey Bowden. Brilliant actor, always playing older. Oh, Gallo, that must be her that plays. Was she in Half a Sixpence? Was I right? Karen Abroad. Don't remember her in that. In Poirot's Christmas. Blimey. Sorry if I'm rambling, but there you go. That's just the way I roll, peeps. No, I think I made a mistake again. Still, you can't expect me to roll. We're all going to fall down the hole with him. They've got the old Union Jack on there. Go. And Harold's definitely trying to wake up Daddy, who's going to get buried alive very soon. Slightly macabre, isn't it, for a comedy film, that the old man's going down the hole? He won't go. I want another drink. Be a good boy. Wake up. Classic. Oh, God. Anyway, let's look at Galton and Simpson. Anyway, the writers of this epic. Oh, he's tripping him over. Oh dear, lucky there's no one in there, I suppose. Go. Yeah, Hancock's Arthur, get well soon. Don't remember that. Room at the Bottom, don't remember that either. These German, I suppose these are all different versions of Sanford and Son. Of course, they were credited for that, which is the American version of Steptoe and Son, for all you out there. Sanford and Son was Steptoe and Son. I think they wrote Comedy Playhouse, so that might have been with Ronnie Barker. Lazy Bleeder, yes indeed he was. Mr. H, you know, they did like working with Harry H then, because they did a few for him. Citizen James, so after Hancock let him go because he went all mental and thought that comedy was serious or something, I don't know. Yeah, they did Citizen James for Sid James, who was Hancock's co-star for years. But yeah, no, not as many critics as I thought. This is Frankie Howard writing. But of course, they did Steptoe and Son and Hancock's Half Hour, so I suppose they can rest on those laurels because it stands forever, really, didn't it? They did a horrifying revamped version of Steptoe and Son lately on like a stage. It was like an abstract set, and it looked really bad. It was, I mean, you could look it up if you like, but it was really crap. It's best buried, that one, I think. And there they all are, off to say goodbye to Harold. Not Harold, Albert, sorry. He's getting pissed up. Give me the whiskey. Grant's. That Grant's ball looks the same as Grant's whiskey now. It don't look like it's changed in 40, 50 years. Oh, here they are. Bloody hell, it's like a man in drag there, sitting next to you for Joyce there. He's trying to get off the old buggy again. I sing in Valari, Valari, woo. Dead, dead. Wake up. He don't want to wake up, he's dead, mate. Here they go, around and round. See, I wonder where this is. Might be Shepherd's Bush, I suppose. It's possible they use the real area. Is Harold getting more and more drunk? Here he goes. I think the old Pickford's van's going to take revenge again in a minute. Oh, here he goes. Brilliant comedy run there, I love that. Yeah. Oh, the dog's being looked after by someone else. That's probably the real handler, I would think. Wake up, Albert, before you get buried alive, love. He's pissed. Look, Harold's going. Here's the old Pickfords. Here we go. So same men again, I think. Here we go. Bye bye, Harold. So boom. He's dead. He's dead, Jim. What's happened to him? Didn't you see the door slam in his face? He's out cold. Tell him to dig another hole just in case. Brilliant. We're getting towards the end now though, boys and girls. We're on the way. Why are they pushing the horse and cart? It's got an horse on the front of it. Look at this old-fashioned hospital here, oh my god. Do you think they used the building round the corner and just put casualty department sign outside with a... And here there's Geoffrey Bowden as the vicar. Does a lovely turn here. This is a brilliant ending when it comes up. I think this is great stuff. Is Mr. Bowden looking sort of like his own age for once. He looks really excited, doesn't he, playing the vicar? Although of course he played a good. He played the Scarecrow in the Scaremaster, whatever he's called. The Crowman, sorry, in Wurzel Gummidge with John Purvey, the third Doctor. He looks sort of. He looks like. Is this irony here or taking the piss? He looks like that Seeky Doctor there by his side, and of course Harold's looking a bit Seekish, isn't he, with that head thing on his head? Possible. I suppose I'm reading too much into it. Although they might have been taking the piss. This is the 70s. Don't forget. This is a horrifying, crappy-looking hospital, isn't it? God. I was going to a funeral. You're not dead yet. This is a massive graveyard. I don't know. I wonder whether it doesn't look very well kept either. It's like some crappy old graveyard out the back somewhere. 10 stitches in his head. Looks like he's got a bog roll on his head, to be honest. He'd be dead. He's hit him harder than he thought. Look at that. Wonderful little move. And he's off with his dickers hanging out. Lovely pair of pants there, Harold. Yeah, oh, here we go. We're getting close to the... This is where Harold goes on the killing the priest rampage. With his humorous things. Here comes another crappy old car. I can't read what that says at the front, but I still don't recognise it, so... Here comes Mr. Frankie Barrow. He's got his wreath. And they're all going to give the old noses up in the air. Look to it. Get out of my way. It looks like Cat Weasel behind them, and Geoffrey Bowden, of course, played Cat Weasel. That scruffy dog, and what did he call a telling bone? And where's... Don't be a silly boy. Keep your turban. Oh no, there you go. Keep your turban on. I was wrong. It was a racist comment. So where's Harold's wallet? How's he going to pay for the ruddy taxi? And there's Mr. Bowden. Come on, faster. Well, he's got to the graveyard quick. The hospital wasn't far away, obviously. Oh dear, he thinks Harold's going to make a mistake. Looks like a blood... Oh, look at him. Look. God, he can half move, can't he? God. Why is he going like that, though? Why is he having to jump over all the gravestones? Stop. Shakespeare for you. A bit of heroic acting. Bye, Vicar 1. I'm sorry, wrong funeral. Brilliant. Love it. It's a classic moment there. Will he find the right one? We've got the old cast here, I think. Oh, him. He always plays mourners and weird. Look, that bloke next to Geoffrey Bowden there. I've seen him in other stuff playing like... What is this? Bloody obstacle course in the graveyard? Oh dear. And what happens here? Is he pissed still or does he go off balance? Is the camber wrong here when he just falls off to the side? He goes straight into this tomb. Methinks that was a stunt man, don't you? Oh, they're trying to dig him up. I don't know why Harold didn't just leave him there because he was a right old bugger, wasn't he, Albert? So, no great loss there. He's coming out. Oh! So going to get the vicar going, methinks. I love this. Geoffrey Bowden's brilliant here. They're still chucking the dirt in. I didn't think they started putting the dirt on you while you was... I thought they'd wait until everyone had gone, the mourners. Oh, there they go. There goes Geoffrey. Bye, Geoffrey. Brilliant. I love this bit. This is the best bit. Look at the figure screaming on her. Keep slapping her, love. Go on. Well, Frankie Barrow needs treatment. Here we go. This is it. This is the zombie moment. Oh, I love this. He looks brilliant, doesn't he? Oh, does quite look a bit scary, actually. He looks like the Walking Dead. Oh, he can't speak, can he? Come here, son. Oh, what must he trying to do? Pull the chain on the toilet? He pulled the chain on his life. And here we are, at the end. And they're going to surrender the policy and get the money from Captain Peacock. And of course she got married again, so he didn't have to go through that rigmarole. Could have buried him up. Oh, he said, look at that hatred in those eyes. Very good. Surrender. I didn't know you could surrender a life insurance policy and have the money paid to you. With skin. Quite. And he's going to release all the wedge-ola too. There you go. They're going to be able to pay Frankie Barrow sort of a happy ending. They just end up where they started. He wants him to renew the policy, but Harold's having none of it. Get the fuck it. Get out. Sorry for my swearing there. No. Thank you. We're fully covered. Fully covered. Goodbye. Fully covered. Don't like the neighbours. Here we go. Gave himself a nice horse. I wonder if that's the same horse. Might be different. I can't remember the colouring now. I think it was black, the horse before, wasn't it? But he's invested the money. Oh dear! And he looks like he's invested in a horrible purple suit as well. By the look of it, with a nice kipper tie. Oh, here we go. A racehorse. Oh dear. And this is on the way to Buckingham Palace, is it, or something? God, there's a bit of a dump nowadays. Or them a days. 25 to 1. There's the old classic. Why is he dressed up like he's going to go to a wedding or something? In a morning suit. I suppose they filmed this at the end of the first film, did they? When he married Catherine, what's her name? Seymour, was it? Who was in Quantum Leap later on as the bad Leaper's hologram. Here we go. So if you're with me, we're near the end. It's been lovely having you. HM Queen. Who's HM Queen? Could it be Her Majesty? Oh, the Queen. Here we go. A bit of stock footage there, methinks. Oh, they are there. Look, I thought they. Oh no, that might just be a cutaway, mightn't it? Oh dear. Did we enjoy it? Steptoe and Some Rides again. What an excellent movie. One of my favourite TV series. Go to movie, make a movie thingamajigs. Oh, rowing as always. And there we have Le Credit. There you go. All those actors. All those classic actors from the past. Marvellous stuff. Well, thank you for listening. Like and subscribe. We'll do some more. I enjoyed it very much. I'll see you all in the future. Good evening.